Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is Sagittarius's reading for October 2021. Please go ahead and like this post, subscribe to the page, and hit the bell for post notifications. I'm using the Nature Nurture deck by Marcella Krall, and the three cards that came out this month for you, Sagittarius, is Sun and Moon, the Bear card, and the Wolf card. If you know me at all, right, one of the things that I like to say that I really believe to be true in my heart is that love can heal a multitude of sins, right? And I feel like this is kind of like the space that you're in, right? This is like new gushy gooey energy, but it's also coming in the period. It's like cuffing season. It's like cuffing season, so I feel like that's why the bear is here for the time of year, and you're getting ready to kind of like lock down with someone, get comfortable with someone. But this relationship is going to have a little bit of challenges, only because it is going to be teaching you a lot about yourself and this person. I feel like there's some mirroring type of energy between the two of you, where you're going to see a lot of your faults mirrored back to you through this person and vice versa. And so it's going to give you a great opportunity to heal. But I think one of the things that you should be mindful of when entering into a new relationship, especially during this time period, during Mercury Retrograde, is really just to kind of like take the time to get to know this person and not to rush into anything, right? Just allow the chemistry to kind of like build up, take the time to talk and really get into this person and know and learn this person. And I think that will have a beneficial outcome in the long run for this relationship. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards so we can get like a deeper look into anything else that might be coming up or to support these cards that came out. Okay, so let's see. The first three cards that came out were the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Swords in the upright, and the Seven of Cups. So, okay. That middle card, the Four of Swords, is an indication to rest, which actually just came out in the previous cards that we pulled out, which is telling you to take a beat, because with the Seven of Cups here, it's like this thing where sometimes, you know, when you see something, it's not always what it appears to be, right? And you're never going to know that if you don't take the time to kind of really figure out what it is. And so the way that these cards are kind of like reading is that you need to kind of slow down when you make your decisions about things and kind of really figure out what lies beneath the surface of a thing, right? Because it seems like there is going to be something that comes out, that comes into your understanding that you don't know about right away, but you will know about it in time, and then you can make an informed decision when that does happen. With the Four of Pentacles and then the Four of Swords right next to each other, kind of like in the reverse, like I said before, this is definitely like some type of like mirroring activity going on. So let's take a look at the other cards to kind of like get some more information about what's happening here. And so first, let me just explain, when I say that there's like a mirroring activity happening, what I want to explain it a little bit more. Sometimes, like when you're in a relationship with someone, there's aspects of them that you don't like, because in reality, it's an aspect that's within you that you're actually getting to see in another person, to see, like you don't like it, but when you see it in somebody else, it's like, oh shit, like I do that, right? And I think that's what's happening here with the Ace of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant in reverse. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the Empress card. Okay, so it's definitely a new beginning. in love with the Ace of Cups here. And this is something that you may have been waiting for. You might have come out of something that was pretty traumatizing for you. And this feels like a second chance at love, a second chance at starting something new. But you are going to be getting messages about the situation or about this person that you might not particularly like. So, like, for starters, they may be really cheap as hell, right? They might be really tight with money and you don't like it because it's actually something that you dealt with in your childhood, the way that you saw like your parents handle money or the way that your parents thought about money that left like a really bitter taste in your mouth. And so seeing this replayed in your life, it's like you have an instant aversion to it. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse being clarified by the Three of Wands and also the Ten of Cups, that is definitely something that might be a factor in your distaste or your thinking about like if you even want to do this, right? But again, this is something that's being mirrored to you. So, and with the mirroring aspect, like you might feel like this person is cheap, but they might feel like you spend too much money unnecessarily and that you don't really use your money wisely or you don't plan to use your money wisely. And this is, like I said, it comes from the both of you seeing at an early age, money and the dynamics that it plays in the family structure and not having money, how that plays in a family structure. And so the issue of money between the two of you plays like a huge role. Like you might feel like he spends too much and he might feel you're cheap or vice versa. But that is definitely something that comes up in the beginning stages of the relationship and makes you kind of feel like you want to press pause on it because you just don't want to be with anybody that's going to be cheap, right? Or you don't want to be with anybody that can't really budget properly or plan how to spend their money properly. So that is definitely like with this dynamic is something that comes up that you don't initially see right away, but it does become an issue or an area of concern for you. The Hierophant reverse is clarified by the Eight of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Cups, right? And so with this, it seems like there's really like an unconventional type of tone in this relationship. And it might be in the way that you met, or it might be just in the difference in your personalities. Like you get along well, but it's like you're two totally different types of people, right? So the Queen of Wands is really your energy. And so, you're like outgoing, you're fun, you're gregarious, you might like to party. And this person might be the complete and total opposite of you. And I think to some degrees you're able to kind of like bring them into your world, and they might be able to bring you into theirs. But I think there is a little bit of doubt or hesitation because you're unsure of whether this is something that's going to work, right? Because you are so different, and because you like I said, you could have met in an unconventional way, or the relationship itself is a little bit unconventional, or how it started is unconventional, and that might be giving you room for pause, right? The Eight of Wands is being clarified by the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Lover's card. So there might be a thing where you and this person kind of like separate for a little bit because it just feels like it's a little too much. Like you're a little too different. There's things about this person that you don't like particularly care for, that you don't like. But really this time period is a time period to kind of like really get to know each other and to solidify your connection outside of like superficial means, right? Because the Four of Wands is talking about like a foundation, a celebration. So there is definitely like a thing where there's a potential for marriage. With the Empress card, there's a potential for having like a family with this person, but it's really it really boils down to the beginning stages of your relationship and really taking the time and the opportunity to get to really learn about the other person, and not focus on like superficial things, because there's a deeper connection happening here. But there's a period of breakup. It looks like you really go through it when you guys are not together. Like you start to, have a little bit of difficulty sleeping. You start to get anxious. You start to worry if you're making the right choice and the right decision. And so the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the King of Cups upright is basically saying that everything needs the time and the opportunity to grow, right? You have to be balanced in your emotions when you're dealing with this person because, like I said, you are mirroring each other in some ways, and some of the issues that you have with them, they also have with you. And so it's a good opportunity really to sit down and see if you guys can work with each other and see if this is something that you can actually build and grow, and not just, like I said, focus on like superficial aspects or things that you think are insurmountable when they're really, really not insurmountable. For some of you, and this is like a really small portion of you, there might be a thing where you guys are hot and heavy and there's like a pregnancy scare or something to that effect. And I think the pregnancy scare really makes you freak out because you feel like you barely know this person. You're not ready to have a family. You're not ready to do all the things, but you do like them. And so, even like it might come down to the thing where it's like you don't like their reaction when you tell them that you think that you might be pregnant, or they don't like the way you kind of come to them and like talk to them about it. So that is like for a really small portion of you, but that initial situation actually kind of like freaks you out and kind of makes you want to run, and kind of puts like a little bit of a delay on the situation. Not for nothing, I know I keep saying this in the other videos that I posted today, we are still in Mercury Retrograde, and Mercury Retrograde is really not a good time to start anything new. So I think that's also like, this is also like the universe's way of showing you that even though this is something that you really want to pursue or something that you feel like you want to pursue, you need to take the time out to kind of like get to know this person a little bit better before you make anything like really official, because if you do it now in the crux of like all these things that you're finding out about the person, you might not want to be bothered with them and they might be a really good fit for you, right? This is the opportunity to kind of like really build something with someone and not like run away from it, or not just kind of write them off because of like initial reactions that aren't things that are completely detrimental to the state of your relationship, right? So just kind of slow down with that and take the time to get to know them. We're going to go to the advice cards. The first advice card is the Oracle card, and it says to wait for important information. Be open and receptive to information. Gather facts so that you can make a decision that is in line with your integrity. The Oracle is the truth speaker and insight bringer of this deck, the ancestor who will be your best outspoken girlfriend, someone who will tell you exactly what you need to hear to move forward. In the deck, she is reminiscent of the Oracle of Delphi, a psychic priestess of ancient Greece who is able to receive information and make predictions. She holds a bowl that has sacred smoke rising out of it, bringing the message to look beyond all you can see and gather information to make an accurate evaluation of your current situation. Angels, ancestors, and the universe are speaking to you at this moment. So look and listen for important conversation, signs, and messages that will point you in the right direction. You're being guided to wait for more information before making any fast moves, because at the moment you're letting your wants get in the way of your needs. There's an opportunity for you to see everything clearly at this time, but you will only be able to do so if you're willing to truly open your eyes. If you've been waiting for further information about a choice you will have to make or action you have to take, don't take matters into your own hands, but let what needs to be revealed be revealed. Then you'll know what to do next. Angels are supporting you. Trust them. The second card is Mountains. Stand your ground. Hold firm to what you believe in or are focusing on, because it is absolutely right. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. Mountains are strong and wise. They are rooted deep in the earth and reach high into the sky. They have been where they are for thousands of years. They have been home to animals, and they have been climbed by humans, and they have seen seasons come and go. No matter what has happened to them, they remain strong, immovable, and unshakable. And so they offer the spiritual energies of strength and resilience. Mountain energy is powerful because it's firmly rooted in the Great Mother and reaches high to the Great Father. If you're feeling challenged or pressured at this moment, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. You are resilient and grounded, and the energy and air of the mountains is giving you the unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deeply in the energy of the earth before welcoming the energies of heaven. If you're not sure what you need to do next, the mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are. Talk things over with those around you and know that change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of this current situation, and it will not stand in the way of your future growth and expansion. I mean, what more can we say, right? I'm always going to say this, that you grow in love, and love can change you in ways that you can never imagine if you're fully open and receptive to it. And a lot of times we run from love because it's scary, and it requires us sometimes to make some changes along the way. But these are changes that are for your greater good. It can never be wrong, right? So I hope you have a great time, Sag, this month. Take the time to really get to know a thing, a person, a situation, and really, feel it out. It might be unconventional, but we don't care what other people think about what we do. We're going to do what we do and what feels right to us. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for listening. Please leave a comment to let me know how this is working out in your current situation. Share the video with a friend who you feel might benefit from the video. Subscribe and hit the bell for post notifications. And thank you again for listening, and I'll see you soon.